Dr. Joseph Chang.
That was a song, right? Good afternoon. That's great. Did you like the Scott video? Yeah, I like it too. Why did you ask him how many times did he have to do before you got a final cut? I was with Scott. I think it was a one take, and I was with Scott in Hawaii last week. And you do not want to see Scott in his Bermuda shorts. I'm so glad he's in a suit. I know. Really good. Anyway, well, I know my white legs. I've never seen the sun in my life. And he never tells me that everybody's in a suit. Usually the U.S. market doesn't come, and America's market doesn't come in a suit. And everybody does, and we have to turn up in a shirt. So forgive me for a bit for not dressing up for the occasion. What's that? I'm cool? Well, thank you. Oh, yeah, my sons don't think so. Well, we're running a bit late, so let me go quickly through what we're going to tell you. Thanks for coming. I gather you had a great time in Jackson Hole. I wish I would be there. But we have other things going on, so forgive me. It's great to see all of you. Let's quickly go through what we have in science, because there are many exciting things coming down the pipe for all of you over the next 12 to 24 months. And just wanted you to remember, within Nu Skin anyway, we are an anti-aging company, and we have been innovating. I noticed that Scott showed you that word map, and innovation was clearly shown in that map to be one of the things related to the Nu Skin company, and this is part of that particular innovation. We don't just innovate on the product side, but we also innovate on the business side as well, as you can attest to what Scott is telling you. It's wonderful to have that combination, and I don't think you'll find it anywhere else in this particular industry. So our difference, most importantly, is that we do make sure that what we tell you is backed up by evidence, and it's not just what we say, it's true. We do what we say, and that's hence the reason why we have this difference demonstrated slogan. It means a lot to us, it's not just a tagline. Fundamentally, when you hear a lot of the scientists coming to speak with you, and Dale is going to tell you a lot about the science, and other scientists will come along and tell you about skincare products as well. The important thing to remember, since many of you are not scientists, and we do appreciate that fundamentally it is a promise from all of us in Nu Skin, especially from the product development side of things, that when we give you a product and it's based on scientific evidence, it is really a promise to all of you on all these things. It's of the highest quality, it's innovative, we don't make generic types of products, because we don't believe that supports the business opportunity at all. You know, you can get it anywhere. Whereas with Pharmanex and Nu Skin products, once we launch a product, it's unlikely you will find that kind of product anywhere else except in Nu Skin. And I think that supports your business, and particularly when it's safe, and the claims that we make are all based on scientific evidence. So when you bring all this together, what are we really promising? We're promising that our products in your hands, when you tell the story and when you give it to some customer or somebody else that's new to your business or new to your organization, that in the future when you meet that person again, whether that person is with you or not, that product introduction will never ever embarrass you. That's the promise we make, right, behind our products. And that the only way we know how to make and to commit to that particular promise is through the science that we do. There's nothing else that we can do to be able to make that promise, because there isn't anything else that can actually back up that particular promise. So just for example then, for our Nu Skin, the type of science that we do, we have a lot of scientists, and one of them is going to come up here and tell you something that we have done over the last year and a half to bring you that facial spa that Scott could use on his face. Right? So I don't think we would recommend Scott using that particular model, the new upgrade of this facial spa, if we didn't think that it's going to work and it's safe. So, and we have to do that with all types of scientists. many companies will go around telling you they're also a science-based company, but it's difficult to prove that because they usually only have, for all intents and purposes, just one scientist. Right? The guy will come out in a white coat in the morning, but if you go back in the evening, that person is probably in a brown lab coat because he has to clean the building as well. So it's difficult, you know, a lab coat doesn't, many instances that happen. So, I already mentioned you about our products in terms of the safety and efficacy, and that's dependent on the scientific evidence. And it's an exclusive tool that we have, the biophotonic scanner. So less than a year ago, we launched this new model that's called an S3 biophotonic scanner. That, again, that should tell you that we continue to innovate and we continue to upgrade even products that we have already launched. Okay? And it's only exclusive in new skin. Because fundamentally, that particular tool, the biophotonic scanner, is the only technology that is able to show somebody, not to tell somebody, but to show somebody that the product, the life pack, for example, works. Okay. And once again, we are at a stage now with this age-lock technology. It's more than just a brand name for us. In new skin, it really means something, and that what it means is that it's a new technology. We're using this gene-based technology to develop the next generation of anti-aging products. And there are very few companies that are able to come through with that kind of breakthrough and technology outbreak. And it's because of these scientists in-house. These are the scientists that you will meet as you go through the building here, and you'll meet them. Dale is one of them, representing the group from the personal care side. And this is important because having over 75 scientists in new skin means that we can actually do the science and not just say we're doing the science, like most of the other companies. And we are backed up with a lot of scientific advisors around the world. These are just examples of some of the professors we have from around the world to advise us on the latest science so that we can infuse that kind of discoveries into the next level of product development. Okay? And we collaborate. This is important. Well, this is really important to us because when we do our studies, we do many of them in collaboration with many of the universities. And these are just some of the examples of universities that we have collaborated in the past and going forward as well. So, and as you can imagine, collaborating with a university professor or with a university scientist means that we cannot cheat on our science. They have to believe in it, or else they will not collaborate with us. So that's an important thing to remember with the new skin. So here's the Center of Anti-Aging Research. Perhaps the biggest proof that our products are safe and effective and they are backed up by scientific evidence, right? This is a $100 million building that how many companies do you really know are willing to put and can invest? I see this real estate show on TV. When somebody makes an offer to buy a house, they come in and say it's all cash. You know, I guess that's really important. I don't need to go out and get a loan. In order for New Skin to put that particular building up to house our scientists and for them to conduct their scientific experiments, it was an all-cash deal. We did not have to get a loan to build that building up. Now, so some of you, but perhaps for this group, many of you may not realize that in 1998, New Skin Enterprises acquired a company called Pharmax. And this was a company that came into New Skin to provide even another level of scientific research and the so-called R&D engine to develop safe and effective products. So we have, we knew how to standardize our products, we knew how to do the research to make sure our products are safe. So recently, in 2011, we bought another company. And this is a company that's called LifeGen. And the reason why we bought it is, once again, is for all of you, to make sure that age-long is based on very solid genetic science. And that type of science could only be provided by the scientific expertise in this company called LifeGen. So we bought it. instead of just collaborating with this particular company to develop the anti-aging age-lock products, we decided it's much better to bring all that knowledge into Nu Skin so that we are the only ones who have the exclusive access to this aging expertise. So, as you can see, another commitment from Nu Skin to make sure that our products are of the highest quality and be able to demonstrate for everybody. So age-lock is really very simple. It's based on 30 years of research, right? I mean, it's very simple. It's 30 years of research. But for a competitor to copy what we do, this becomes really meaningful because it will take these competitors those 30 years to recreate the type of knowledge that we already have within Nu Skin to develop age-lock products. It's very difficult to copy, and we have already continued to protect it with patent technology or submissions of patents for many of our products, including the facial spa. So, and we're talking about the sources of aging. We're not really interested, although Scott shows you the picture with True Face Essence, for example, and a facial spa and so on. When you put on your face and see those wrinkles disappearing and making your skin firmer and so on, it's actually what's happening beneath the skin that is even more important. And that is we are attacking the sources of aging in such a way that those symptoms that you can actually see in front of the mirror, those are the symptoms that go away, but it's really about making sure that the sources of aging don't get out of control. That's what our products do. Okay? We don't just cover it up. We actually take care of the problem and the source. And that's the technology in age-lock. It's called a gene chip. Lots of things that we do is really fancy. And we get all these gene expression profiles to make sure that we select the best ingredients. And graphically, we just put it through this gene expression or age-lock funnel. Hundreds and thousands of different types of active ingredients, and we select the best ingredient to finally blend it into a skincare or a supplement product. Okay, that's what we do with our age-lock technology. And this is the demonstration of the power of the technology. We have launched many products, in both categories. And the latest version is obviously the TR90 weight management system. Just let me give you a bit more details on the TR90 system, because there might be a little bit of misunderstanding relating to this age-lock product. And that is that this is an age-lock product. I just want to show you some data. When you're thin, you should have a genetic or a gene expression profile that looks like that profile on the left, all the way to the left. But however, if there is a lot of weight or a lot of fat tissue in a body, then you will have a gene expression profile that looks like the one on the right. Okay? So what we have done, essentially, we have correlated these kinds of gene expression changes with the size of the fat cells in tissue. Right? And if you look at that photograph, you see those fat cells are rather large. That means that person who has these kinds of fat cells in the body will have a lot of weight. What we have been able to do then is to take those kinds of people and then put them on some of the ingredients we put into the TR90 system. We can actually shrink those fat cells to a much smaller size. Okay? And at the same time, we get a gene expression profile or a heat map that looks an awful lot like that of a thin person. So that's how we take our technology to develop really meaningful products. Okay? So, and we have proven this. And this is perhaps a very important human clinical study where we show that with TR90, what happens is that as you lose the weight, all the weight loss is associated with fat tissue and very little is associated or the result of muscle loss. That's important. Many of the Asian women, for example, in general, although they look thin, we are beginning to appreciate that they are actually skinny fat. Because the reason why they look thin is not because they have lost a lot of fat, but because they have lost a lot of muscle. And when you lose muscle, you do not shape well. In other words, the body becomes a little bit less shapely. So, and that's what we can think. We think with TR90, you can actually have a much better ability to shape your body. In other words, you can manage your weight, preserve the muscle, and just lose the fat. And I think this particular leader of ours, Guangnan, shows that you can accomplish that with this system if you follow the system carefully. Right? So it includes the supplements, it includes the shake, and it includes some diet and exercise. So what you have here is Norm, and then the husband, San, has also accomplished wonderful results with TR90. He looks way better. Okay, so after TR90. Thank you. So these are the results you can get, and you will get with TR90.